Okay, hi everybody. So I think we've all been here before. I feel like everybody knows the most of the EFT points and has probably run through this all another time. Jacqueline, you have. Sarah, have you? Have you done any EFT before?
I'm this.
Yeah. Yes.
No.
No. Okay. No worries. No. Okay. Sorry, it took a minute to get through there. And Hilary, have you?
No, I've never done it before. I was introduced to a book, that was
Right.
all. So, I was introduced to the technique, but I haven't really practiced or anything, but I just read about it.
Okay, great. I will run through everything with us tonight. I'm just going to ask if you wouldn't mind popping yourselves onto mute, just in case, so you don't pop up.
Can I just apologise if I lose you because my internet keeps going down?
Okay, no worries.
Thanks.
You can come back in on the link anyway.
Yeah.
You can just keep reinstalling.
I keep having to go up and do it, so thank you anyway.
No worries. Okay, so this evening we are going to be looking at the future. And the reason I thought this would be a good one for us to do tonight is because I think with there being so many changes going on, I mean, for us here in Ibiza, we keep getting the different notifications about when they might be getting released. And then today, when apparently the summer will start, which will now be in August, apparently a potential for our season. So yeah, lots of new bits of information coming through, and I think we work in kind of seasons anyway, you know, especially even in the UK. You think about what's coming ahead within the after Christmas, and then for the spring, and then in the summertime, and we all kind of make our goals and set our intentions for the things that we're looking for in those times, and now it feels like for a lot of us, maybe those options have been taken away, or they've been changed, they've been moved. The goalposts really have been moved with this coronavirus, and it can be quite hard. Even for me, I was trying to think about, well, what do I want? And then, you know, what is it that I want now? When before you could always feel like there were so many options. You could choose anything, you know, put your mind to anything, and it could in some way be achieved at some point. And now it feels like everything has changed. So, but with these kind of things, I always believe this anyway. There's so many new opportunities, so many chances for new and exciting change to come through. But often our worries maybe kind of get ahead of us, and the great unknown, obviously, for what's to come for Corona. So we're going to look into that one today. But before we do, I will lead you through some tapping rounds so we can all kind of get used to the points again. So if you want to know more about EFT and the science behind it, you can look back at some of the other videos just to get a bit more information about it. But in general, EFT works by tapping on these points on the face and on the body, and these points are related to Chinese acupuncture, Chinese medicine, and they work with they're like Chinese acupuncture, where you're working with the energy flow, the qi energy flow that's within the body. And by tapping here, we're resetting, we're allowing the energy to flow freely within the body. We're freeing that energy, freeing that emotion. We're also sending these calming signals to the amygdala, which is your fight, flight, or freeze response part of your brain. That's a part that sends us into these survival modes, the fight, flight, and freeze response, and keeps us in these stress responses. So with EFT, it works in three kind of phases to work with the sequence, and that is with the tuning in, that's with the setup statement, and then it's with the tapping route. So when we talk about tuning in, this is what we're going to go through today. What we're doing is we're tuning into the problem or the situation that we may have. So for this one, specifically for tonight, we'll be tuning into what our thoughts are about the future. But this, of course, can be for anything. You want to tune into, if you want to clear something, you want to tune into the stressful argument maybe you had earlier, or the worry about a certain situation about finances, or the thoughts about an experience that you had the other week. We simply tune in to all those emotions. And then we take that information from the tuning in and we use it to create a setup statement. And the setup statement works with us tapping here on the base of our hand. And this is also known as the karate chop point, or this kind of point of acceptance, really, because the setup statement sounds like this. Even though I have this worry and anxiety about what's going to happen in my future, it's okay, I accept how I feel, or it's okay, I love and accept myself, or I'm safe here now. Any kind of almost more positive and accepting ending. So we said, even though we have all these situations, all these worries going on, I still accept myself, I can still love myself. And we repeat this 3 times using the different aspects of the original tuning in, and then we work on the tapping round. So I'm just going to take you through just a couple of rounds of the tapping route, and then we're going to come back and we're going to tune into tonight's subject. So the tapping route works by tapping on the top of the head, just here, and then we come to the eyebrow point, just for the end of the eyebrow. So we're tapping maybe with 2 fingers here, and then at the side of the eye, just here. And the pressure is firm but light, yeah, we're not digging into our heads or pressing so lightly you can't feel it. Then we go underneath the eye, so both fingers here, underneath the nose, and then into the point here in between the, underneath the lip here on the chin. And then we come to here, to the collarbone, and always nice to use both hands here or one hand like this, so we can cover this whole kind of area, because it can sometimes be a bit fiddly getting to that one. Yeah, and then we come to underneath the arms, so just where the bra strap is for women, or just about a hand's width down for guys. And then we come onto the points of the fingers, and all of them are just here on this kind of side of the nail bed, and we run through the fingers here. And we're moving on from one point to the next. It normally is around 10 taps, because what's prompting us to move on is another phrase that we're saying. So this is good to remember as you start to get into tonight's session. So you could maybe close your eyes as you start to work through it, as we start to work through the sequence, and you'll just be prompted by me saying a new phrase that you know you move to the next point. But just one thing, just to remind you, but to let you know, is that the points on the face remind me of a question mark, yeah? And that's just really a reminder that this is really, we're really open and we're in inquiry, yeah? There's no like getting it really wrong. There is a way to get it more right, but there isn't anything you can actually do wrong with it. You're staying open to what comes up, staying open to changing what you might be tuning in more and more as you're working through the points as well. So really just staying open and inquiry to whatever comes up and to your experience with this. Both sides can be used at the same time, or you can swap hands, bring your both hands, fingers onto the points as well. There's no right or wrong. So I'll try and mix it up a little bit as we're going as well. And what else? Is there anything else? No, I think that's it. Are there any questions or anything before you get before we get going? I'm just going to let you know, down here there is a chat box. It's kind of on the middle point if you click onto it. And so at points I'll be asking just for a little bit of feedback, maybe about any words that you might have. It's quite nice if you wanted to feedback, that would be wonderful. Or if you have any questions, then you are very welcome to type them in there for me. Okay, so let's just take a breath in, closing our eyes. We're just all going to tune into the space tonight. Tuning into what our idea of our future might be, whatever space we're coming from right now. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and out again. What ideas do you have about your future? What ideas did you have that you're starting to question slightly? And as you begin tuning in, I want you to start tapping just on the base of your hand here, this karate chop point, just gently. So when you tune into your future, tuning into the expectation you may now have, what word is it that comes up for you? Would you say, my future feels, my future looks worrying? It's starting to look a bit bleak, looking scary? What word specifically is it for you in this moment? Really be okay with getting honest with it as well. So I'm going to be saying the words, I'm going to be saying certain statements and certain words, but throughout this you need to stay tuned into yours as well. So you simply replace the words I'm saying with words that are specific to you. Okay. So now as we start to tune in, and you've got this idea, this essence of how you view your future, how intense would you say that is? What kind of emotion comes from that? Yeah, and how intense is that in the body? So if I say the future feels a little bit bleak, with that is a lot of fear. That fear is about a 7 out of 10. Yeah. So just get in mind the word that's specific to you and the emotion, and how intense it is, with a 10 being off the scale and a 0 being fine. Okay. And now I just want you to recognize, whereabouts do you feel most of that energy within your body? So for me, I can feel it in my chest. But is it for you? Is it in your stomach? Is it in your mind? And as you start to tune into that energy, does it have a shape? Does it have any textures? Does it have a color to it? All of these aspects, if there are more of them you can recognize, are really supportive for us as we start to tap through. The more specific we can get, the better. Okay, so now you have your view on the future, yeah, with all its different aspects. We're going to use those to begin our setup statement. So whatever I'm saying when I'm being specific, just remember to use your own words, replace them with your own. You can use mine as a prompt. Okay, so following me, even though I think the future looks a little bleak and I have a lot of fear about it. That fear is about a 7 out of 10, blue fear in my chest. It's okay. I accept that I feel that way. And just repeating your statements out loud. Even though I have all this fear in my chest, I've got all this worry, I don't know what's going to happen. And the future feels a little bit bleak. It's okay. I accept that I feel this way. Even though I have no idea what the future holds, and I'm struggling to imagine it being a positive one. And I can really feel the heaviness of that in my body. It's okay. I accept I feel it, and I love and accept myself anyway. So coming to the top of the head, all this intense emotion. The side of the eye, the eyebrow point, all this emotion. I feel all this worry. My future feels bleak. My future feels worrying. On the top of the lip here, my future feels worrying. Onto the chin. I'm scared about what the future holds. Onto the chest. I'm scared about what the future will bring. Under the arm. My future feels bleak. It feels worrying. Onto the fingers. All these worries I have. This 7 out of 10 worry all across my chest. This gripping feeling, remembering to use your own words, this gripping feeling of worry. I don't know what this change will bring. I don't know what this change will bring. I keep trying to hope for the future, top of the head. But it's hard to stay positive. It's hard to set goals onto the eyebrow. It's hard to set goals when I don't know what will happen. Maybe I feel that my future is being taken away from me. How does that feel for you? I feel like someone else making these decisions about my success. Onto the chin. How can I plan for my success? How can I imagine success when I don't know what will happen? Yeah, does anyone else feel like that? What's the point? What's the point? Feel a bit flat. I feel flat. And I don't normally feel like this. Normally I can find a way to be positive. Onto the fingers. Normally I can find a way to be positive. But this situation has got me. This 7 stress. Replace it with your own. All this stress in my chest. All this fear. I feel all this worry. I'm scared for my future. I don't know what it will bring. So coming to the bottom of the hand, we're just going to come back and tune in again, taking a breath in. How does that feel for you now? Yeah, how has that number changed? Has the colour moved slightly? And if we tune in, as we're tapping, we are tuning into things may rise, that's fine. We just keep tapping through it because they will fall again. So just tuning into that new feeling. Did anything come up for you? When I was saying those words, I think I noticed a few people go, when I said about feeling flat. Yeah, this like kind of feeling. It's hard to stay on those positive highs, isn't it? One thing I felt as well with this is I wasn't sure if I wanted to know when it was going to change, because then I've got to start thinking about, at the minute I'm always safe in this bubble because there's nowhere I can go, not much we can do right now, we're all waiting. But when we start to get this new bits of information, then we've got to start trying to plan and trying to adapt our lives to suit around that. We don't know, we have never been in this situation, so we're unprepared. Yeah. Does anyone here, maybe that's a good one, we'll move into that, we'll look at this feeling of flatness and maybe feeling a little unprepared as well. So just tuning in to that feeling about before, how your future felt for you before. So for me, that's gone from a 7 to a 5. Yeah, and the intensity has lessened quite a lot. And the intensity of the blue colour. So how is that for you guys? Just tuning in. There's not as much fear, it's more uncertainty for me. Okay, so tuning in. Even though I still have this uncertain future, yeah, replace it with your own words, I still have these worries. I can still feel it in my chest, in my body. It's about a 5 out of 10. It's okay. I accept I feel this way. Even though I am struggling to feel on top of it, positive, yeah, and open to positivity. It's okay. I love and accept myself, even though I'm struggling to find the positive in this. Even though I have all these worries, I have all these fears, I'm scared about how I might adapt to this new and uncertain future. I'm scared to make goals. It's okay. I accept I feel like this. And I love and accept myself anyway. So all this stress, top of the head, this uncertain future. I feel really flat, actually. Don't know what to do. Onto the top lip. I feel a bit flat. I feel flat about making plans, goals for the future. What's the point? Really, what's the point? Everything had to be put on hold before. So who knows if that will happen again? I don't want to deal with the disappointment again. onto the fingers, this flat future. Yeah, I'm struggling to be positive. This uncertainty, this bleak future, all these worries I have about money, about my career, about my family, about my future, all the things I was going to do that aren't going to happen now. They've been put on hold forever, it seems. There's no rescheduling date on them. I have no idea when I might achieve these things that I've been hoping for so long, that were part of my goals and part of my future. This uncertain times, all this uncertainty, these uncertain feelings, they've knocked me flat. And I'm struggling to find a positive mindset. All this uncertainty in my body, all these intense emotions, sided onto the eyebrow, these intense feelings, all this worry. What's the point? I want to get excited about the future and I feel that I can't. That's different for me. I like to try and be positive, but I'm struggling to know how. All this uncertainty, tuning into that feeling in your body, this 5 uncertainty, this 5 stress, this panic, this worry. Where do you feel it? Feel into it. Yeah, I accept that I feel it now. I can accept it. But it's been quite overwhelming. These worrying stresses about my future. So take a breath in, come back to the bottom of the hand. Just tune into that again. So has that changed for you? Has it gone from feeling quite intense to being a little bit more manageable? Is there a slightly different viewpoint you can feel around that? Yeah. Okay. So when you tune into that and you think about that little change in viewpoint, what is that word that kind of comes up? Might not be super positive, or that phrase, but it's just taking the edge off of it. Is there a new way that you can kind of see things? Is it that you can be adaptable to anything? I've done it before and I can do it again. It's easy to adapt. Can you remember a time before that something changed for you out of nowhere? Yeah, can you tune into that time maybe? Was there a time before that this happened, but a situation took you by surprise and you had to change a lot of things? Yeah. What kind of person were you then? What kind of beliefs did you hold in that moment? What was your thought process? How did you stand in the world? Is there anybody that you've seen deal with situations like this before that have come through it stronger, more focused, more aligned? Tune into the essence of them as well. How would they think about this? What wording would they be using? So what I'd like to do now is everybody, can I just check what are the SUDS levels for people? So I know if we need to do couple more rounds or we can go into some imprinting. Are you all, is anyone here at a 6, 5 or 6, above a 5 or 6? Or are we all a little bit lower? Okay, that's great. 4 to 5, okay. Anyone else, just so I know? And is there any words that that for us 3? Okay, that's great. And is there any words that so for me it was bleak. It's quite a big word. Lower now, feeling in your chest. Okay, for me it was bleak, and now it's uncertainty actually, which feels quite a vast difference. Yeah, has anyone's wording really changed for them? Be good to know, and then I can maybe use it to very well now uncertain. Okay, great. The uncertain future. Okay, maybe let's do another round. Hopeful. Okay, great. Nice. That's really nice. Yeah. Yeah. Hopeful is like the next step, isn't it? I think it's the way that leads us into, hopeful leads us into expectation. There's something good. Probability. Yeah, there's something better is going to happen. Okay, great. Let's do another round on a little bit of uncertainty, the last little stragglers of worry, and then we'll come into some imprinting. Okay. So even though I have all this uncertainty about my future, and I can still feel it in my body, it's not quite left yet, it's still there. It's okay. I give myself a break. I accept that I feel it, and I love myself. Even though I feel this uncertainty about what's going to happen next, you know, what steps I need to take. It's okay, because I know the blanks always get filled in. Things always become visible at some point. I don't need to know it all now. Even though I feel uncertain, I feel maybe still a little bit worried, maybe a little bit scared even, apprehensive about what's to come. It's okay, because I don't need to know everything now. I can allow the future to unfold as it should. So all this uncertainty, this uncertain future, a little bit of fear still, worry, apprehension. What's to come, and how might I cope as well? Can I respond? How can I respond to what's going to come next when I don't know what's going to come? It's hard for me to plan. Yeah, I'm struggling to make plans. I'm struggling to be prepared. That's a bit of a worry, because I have no idea what's to come next. I can't really prepare for it. So I feel a little bit lost. Yeah, like I'm just stood in the dark waiting for the light to come on. All this uncertainty, I still feel it in my body. It's okay. This uncertain feeling. Yeah, it's like I'm waiting. But I'm waiting like everyone else. Just because I'm waiting doesn't mean I can't start making my own plans, start creating my own future with this little edge of hope. Feels a bit safer now to feel hopeful. Feels a little bit safer to feel hopeful. Felt like I couldn't do that before. Feel hopeful. I had to focus on the fear, really, because that was leaving me more prepared, this fear. But now I can feel a little bit hopeful, and I accept I feel uncertain and apprehensive and a little nervous. But I know I can manage it, because look what we've managed already. I mean, not just in Corona, but in the many, many other times that have kind of knocked me a few steps off my path, upset my balance a little bit before, and I've recovered well. I've recovered from them, and I've taken this all in my stride. Taken this all in my stride so far. I've managed quite well. I've learned a lot more about myself, that's for sure. Supported me in changing a lot of things. So it's okay to feel hopeful. It's okay to trust myself that I can respond in the best way possible. It's okay to think the universe has my back. It's okay to believe that again. It's okay to know that I'm supported. You know, it's okay to hold that hope that a better time is around the corner. Okay, so take a breath in Okay. So hopefully we're all a little bit further down now on the scale, bringing in those words of hope. So this again, as I just went through with you, is kind of bringing in these positive aspects, yeah. And with EFT, this is really great. We don't have to go head first into it. We edge around it. I could choose to feel a little bit hopeful at times. It's okay, I won't always feel that way. Just edging around it, kind of taking those side steps to sneak in on ourselves. Otherwise, we come at it full, we get defensive, we put up those stops. But now we kind of be okay with a bit of apprehension and uncertainty, but also hope is okay. It's all right to feel those feelings of lightness within our bodies. Okay, so now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to start tuning into this future and where this hope could lead you. And I'd like for us to really focus in on a future that's filled with something really exciting for you. Yeah. What kind of dream did you own before that you feel like you've had to put to the side? Or what new dream has come up for you? What new idea, what new possibility has come forward from this time that you maybe had to put to the side because you haven't felt like you could tune into it? You haven't felt like it was right. Is it a dream about your business? Is it a dream about an experience that you're going to have within your life? Is it a new home you were hoping to buy, or is it a trip or a work experience? Is it a new connection you were hoping to make? Is it something, what kind of dream is it that you were hopeful for, that really gets you excited, really brings in that feeling of lightness into your body? Yeah, and so just tuning into that for a moment. What kind of outcome would you love to have in your life? Or what kind of habit actually might you like to see? Can you see yourself running around the park can you see yourself running a half marathon? Is that something actually that's like, the idea of that is, to feel this new way in your health, to know you own your health that powerfully towards the end of this year, that you're able to run that length of time, this new connection that you have with your body from this. Yeah, is that one of your goals? Or is it about a new aspect to your business that you're hoping to build? Who can you see that's going to be joining you in that? How many clients are going to be there? Where are you going to be traveling to? Yeah, who are you going to be speaking to online? So really tune, is it a new group connection that you are hoping to make? Is it something you're hoping to build as a result of this? New friendship groups, or a new place you're hoping to move to? Yeah, a new house, or a new town, or a new experience, a new community that you're hoping to be part of, that you've had to kind of put on hold, but you can see yourself at the end of the year or at another point in that summer surrounded by these people. So I'm bringing in all these different aspects because although we think we hold this one dream, there are so many other supporting factors to it that can be used to come in and start kind of play with your dream that little bit more. So tuning in to that now, closing your eyes, I want you to really go deeply into this vision. And as you go into this vision, I want you to, is there a name for it as well? Yeah. Has it got a title? And if it has, just imagining that in your mind as well. Really tuning into it. Where can you feel this in your body anywhere as well? Is it your heart that's come alive? Are there butterflies in your stomach with the excitement of it? Your shoulders suddenly dropped and feel more open in the lightness? Is your head starting to tingle with the excitement of all of this? Where can you feel it in your body? And as you tune into it, I want you to imagine it almost allowing you to float up and out of your body. And as it does this, all the restrictions, those last little stragglers, just drift away. They drift away as you float effortlessly up and up, up and out of your body and up into the universe. When you float up into the sky, you're able to look down on this huge trail of possibilities and probabilities. Yeah, all these places where hope and grateful expectation is leading you. And facing this future, I want you to feel drawn to one aspect of it, where this dream plays out. I want you to feel yourself being pulled as this part of your body, and every part of your body lights up in the excitement of it as you float towards it, falling a little more deeply into it, stepping a little bit more fully into that future. And as you step into that future, I want you to start looking around you. What can you see? Who is there? What can you hear? Tune into all of those aspects of it. What words can you hear being said about you? It's wonderful to meet you. I'm so glad you came into our community. Thank you so much for introducing this to us. I'm pleased to have been your 10th client. Thank you for opening this within the community. You've done a great job. What words can you hear being said about you? What positive remarks are others making about this incredible new thing you've just achieved? Look at her run. Yeah, I can't believe how brilliantly you've done. You've inspired me. As you tune into those words, what else are you noticing? What is in the detail? Is there a contract that you can see yourself signing? Is there a new pair of leggings that you've just bought yourself to wear at this marathon? Are you opening the door to a new group of people? Is this brand new sparkly laptop your new home for you to deliver your business from? What little bits of detail are there? Not just one, let's go into a few. Really fall into that. And as you're doing this, we're just going to begin a tapping round, tapping on the different points. And we're going to do this so that as we're tapping and you're falling into this dream, playing out the many different aspects of it, the tapping will help to release any of those little drifters and little stragglers that may be coming up. Okay. So coming to the top of the head, playing out this dream, eyes are closed, falling into that feeling, the side of the eye, feeling the thrill of this, the thrill and the excitement that this new thing has just started to unveil in your life. So easy. Surprised how quickly it happened. Onto the top lip. Surprised how quickly it happened. From an idea, started to take shape. From a conversation with someone, sharing this dream under the arms, something a little magical started to happen. The realness of it all started to take shape. Really move into that dream, onto the fingers. Feeling that aliveness in your body, the aliveness of this dream. Noticing how if any challenges seem to approach or show themselves, they simply can slide away and be managed because you've got the skills to do it and the support. This dream is part of your destiny. How exciting does that feel? From this moment here, from this experience, you can look back and share your story. Maybe you'll see a Facebook post about how once you didn't imagine this would ever happen, but actually you're grateful for what this experience has brought. Onto the top lip, actually happy. You knew it was difficult, but look what it's delivered for you and for others. This exciting dream. And all these exciting dreams that are now starting to take shape from it. All these next steps, thinking about the future. What's the next part of it? Under the arms. All this expectation. Yeah. All this expectation that something exciting is just about to happen. From an idea, things start to take shape. Imagining that dream. Seeing it a little more clearly. Really turning up the colours within it. Where are you now? What else can you imagine? Who else could you bring in to support you in this moment? What other conversation can you see yourself having? The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. So what you're doing here is you're creating a new reality for yourself. And in this new reality, I want you to really fall deeply into it. You need to feel into it. What emotions are there? Is it joy? Is it happiness? Is it excitement? Is it all of them? You feel them in the different parts of your body. Notice where that lightness is. Fall a little more deeply into it. Allow yourself to experience it full-bodied. Feel into it. Create the new experience. Look what can change for me. I've seen it change for others. I've seen others grow from crisis. All these great success stories you read about. People that are quoted on all these Instagram profiles about the great things they did. And I did the same. Yeah. Out of a difficult situation, I created something really wonderful for myself. I created something really magical. I didn't just thrive. I didn't just survive. I thrived. I'm a thriver, not a survivor. It's exciting, isn't it? A thriver. Really exciting. What is it you really want to see? What is it you really want from the full expanse of your heart? What would really light you up? Stay with it. I'm the same. I can be the same as these other success stories. I can achieve great things. Someone else can do it. Why not me? Why not me? Why not me? I expect to thrive in these moments. So tuning into this feeling, I just want you to notice, just coming to the base of your hand, if there was anything that came up for you in those moments, any little moments of worries or doubts or niggly things. Because what we're going to do with them is we're just going to, and maybe they didn't at all, but we're just going to offer them something in this moment. So a colour that will help to support them. A moment of acceptance. So I accept that I feel you now. Yeah, it's fine that I feel you, that I've seen you. It's fine. And I accept that I feel you. And I'm just going to offer you this. So offering them the colour, whatever colour it is that they need, just to soften them, to let them know that it's okay for you to have these expectations of this thriving future. Yeah. And now we offer this to them. I just want you to take a final moment to tune into that feeling and see this one big picture. Are you stood outside your brand new business? Are you stood up on stage, hosting a gathering, hosting a workshop? Have you just crossed the finish line? Are you stood with all your family and friends in your beautiful new home? Really see this picture and really feel into the emotion of it. What is that emotion? Joy and happiness. And start to really burn the colours bright. They're vivid and they're sparkly. And I want you to bring this feeling into your heart. Feel it floating into your heart. And as it comes into your heart, you start to feel that feeling expanding further. Out through every cell of your body, floating down all the way down to your toes, to the soles of your feet, giving you a new foundation, a new way to stand in the world. Floating back up to your body, up through and down through your arms to the tips of your fingers. This new understanding about the world, a new way for you to go about your day to day. Everything that you touched infused with this new positive expectation. Things just seem to turn to gold. Realities start to take shape. Back to the heart, feeling into that expanse as we float up through the head to the third eye and to the crown. Feeling this connection from root to tip, this new alignment. The spine is lengthened and tall with this new expectation and new understanding about our future. And imprinting this into the heart, we allow this to float out of our body, connecting out with the universe and up into the cosmos. And as we float out into the cosmos, we notice that timeline again. And we allow this moment to float back to any moment in the past that needs it, to support us with moving forward as we see this moment floating out into the future, touching any moments that it needs to support this new path of thriving, this new manifestation that's starting to take shape, this new expectation of a thriving future. So taking a breath in and placing your hands on your heart. Exhaling, feeling into it. Inhaling one more time, just holding at the top for a moment. Feeling the heart expand and the head connecting. Exhaling. One more deep breath in. Holding for just a second longer. Expanding, connecting completely. Cementing it into your heart and into your future. And exhale. Placing the hands onto the knees. Really little rub just to ground yourself back in. And open your eyes whenever you feel ready. I hope you all enjoyed that. I'd love to know if anyone wants to share a little bit about what was part of their future, where they saw themselves. Is there anything exciting that you might have planned? I quite like the words from survive to thrive. It feels really exciting to think in that way. Yeah. And I think as well, so just before we go, a few things that we did there was just taking the edge off it and kind of bringing in those new words where we started to play around with, you know, I could choose to feel a bit more hopeful if I wanted to. It's okay, I still feel a little bit of anxiety. Oh, good, thank you. Yeah, it's okay, I still feel a little bit of anxiety. So we don't have to fully step into this huge future that might seem a little bit too daunting. If the step is too big, we're just falling down into the gap. So as we do is take the edge off, and then we start to feel the element of excitement. Like, this might feel exciting to feel a little bit excited. It might feel okay, it might be safe to feel a little bit excited about our future. So thank you very much. Yeah, I'm here for the next couple of weeks at least, I think. So I really hope you can join again. I am going to be running on my Instagram some morning tap-alongs. They will probably be like 10 minutes, morning and maybe even evening ones as well. So like Instagram lives. So you're welcome to join. I'll put my my Instagram in here. So it's @_the_highs_. You're welcome to join me over there, and very welcome to come and join every week. I'm always open to new suggestions for any themes as well. I kind of run through a little bit of a list and think, oh, I don't know what I should be working on, and then this sort of, I tend to be prompted by something maybe that's come up in my experience. So I'm really open to oh, I need to press, there we go, at the highs, at underscore the highs underscore. I'm really open to any kinds of suggestions, and I do want to start bringing in more of these future imprinting the future selves as well around all of these things. So maybe it might be if we focus on money 1 week. I didn't know if anyone and health as well, kind of what expectations, what things we'd like to see for our future in those aspects. And even relationships and families and those kind of things, like what is it that we're looking to we'd love to experience. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me. If you need any more info or have any questions, you're welcome to email me. So thank you. Have a wonderful evening. I'll see you all again. Thanks.